What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast, episode 60. It is Shark Week, hence our friend up there and a Shark Bite tea from Happy's Energy and Nutrition, the best energy and nutrition on the planet. I am your host, Jeremy, and this is
William Ray Bacalikas, but my friends call me asshole. So you can call me Willie Ray.
We have a great episode today, but before we dive in, Willie, the world is being shook this week.
Man, I'm reeling.
Beginning of the week, Malcolm Jamal Warner, the man who played Theo Huxtable in the Cosby Show.
Everybody's little brother on the Cosby Show.
Loved him. Drowned in Costa Rica. I think he was trying to help save somebody, and it got him.
I would hope. That's what they're pointing towards. Look, guys, everybody's entitled to do what they want to. This is just me speaking as me. Stay out of the damn ocean. Malcolm drowned trying to save somebody. So he's a hero, but he was also trying to save somebody, which means that person shouldn't have been in the water to begin with.
Yep. Followed by, I mean, this one hits you a little bit harder.
Oh my God, man. Rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness, the Wizard of Oz, the immortal Ozzy Osbourne.
I've been playing Ozzy music all week.
I mean, for a generation, this guy is like, if you look at the term rock star,
he's the definition.
The first name that comes to your mind is Ozzy.
The Oz.
This hurt, man, because look, if you saw the final performance, you had an inkling.
Yeah.
Because he put everything he had into it. I saw reports before the show that he had given up all painkillers. So the amount of pain he had to be in was ridiculous. Right. I mean, you know that he was a few years removed from the Parkinson's diagnosis, and we all know that ends one way. But man, it felt, when he closed the show with Mama, I'm Coming Home, it felt spiritual.
Yeah.
I mean, not to oversell it, but if you were watching, it did.
Oh, it still does.
It felt spiritual, and now it makes sense. The guy knew the end was coming. He didn't make a penny from that show.
Yeah.
That show made about $180 million, and every bit of that went to Parkinson's research. Love him or hate him, I hope he's in a better place. I mean, I know that Ozzy kind of made a career out of literally pairing himself with a darker side of stuff.
Yeah.
I tend to think that he was also in character all the time.
Yeah. He's a big love bug, and you can see it.
Prayers to Miss Sharon and to the family. I know that one of his daughters actually got engaged on stage that night. I'm so glad that they got to have that moment. This hurts, man.
Yeah. This is one of those Michael Jackson, Elvis, Prince kind of vibes where people
just think that these guys are immortal, man. Like, if Ozzy had lived to be 140, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I would have said, yeah, of course. And the same thing can be said about this last one.
Yeah. Today, news dropped from this morning.
I mean, we're recording a little later in the week than normal. This is Thursday, and we were sitting up here just passing the time at Happy's, and it was literally me going, oh my God.
Yeah.
When we got the news that Terry Bollea, known all over the world as Hulk Hogan, passed away at 71 of a heart attack.
This morning.
Man, golly. I feel so bad for our people that their childhood was the 80s.
Right.
I feel so bad because you lost your little brother. You lost your rock star, your musical hero. And now, I mean, look, man, we love professional wrestling.
Love it.
It's something we're very passionate about. Most of the fans who pretend that they're not fans anymore, they say, well, I watched it when I was a kid. I kind of grew out of it. I never grew out of it. It's still cool to me.
Yeah.
It's never stopped being cool. And one of the biggest reasons, love him or hate him, was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I was never a fan, but without him, we wouldn't be where we are.
No, anybody that you're a fan of owes something to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Now, Terry Bollea, the man, like, I don't know, but I know he had his faults. I have to believe that he tried to be a good person.
Yeah.
And I just know that he was somebody's husband. He was somebody's dad. He was a hero to a total generation of children. Like, if you love professional wrestling, if you love entertainment. People who don't know anything about wrestling know that's the thing that Hulk Hogan does.
Yeah.
We lost a Mount Rushmore guy for rock and roll, and on its heels, we lost a Mount Rushmore guy for the sport of professional wrestling. And we're reeling this week, man. It's you get over one, and they punch you with another one.
Yeah, they say it comes in threes. Let's hope that it's done for a little bit.
I mean, Jesus, man. Like for you people born in the 80s, like we're thinking about you. Rest in peace to 3 legends. Let's hope we're done for at least a little while.
Right.
I need time. I'm reeling here. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite co-host from the We'll See You Later podcast. This is Willie Ray. This episode of We'll See You Later was brought to you by our friends at Foul Play Golf. Founded by Arkansas native Grant Roberts, Foul Play Golf is a burgeoning apparel company meant for those of us who will never break 100 on the golf course. That's me, and don't be ashamed. I know it's you too. Above average apparel for the below average golfer. Jeremy and I have already placed orders. You can too by visiting their website at www.foulplaygolf.com. That's www.foulplaygolf.com. Foul Play Golf, where we break rules, not par.
Well, we're going to get into, I know it's hard after going through that stuff. We're going to try to have some fun on this episode.
This is going to be a fun episode.
Since there's no other news other than sad news, we have a little bit of a situation.
Yeah, this decision that we're going to make today is long overdue.
I do not have a professional baseball team that I am a true blue fan of.
And that's not like, you've put yourself out there for hockey. You put yourself out there
still deciding on that
for other stuff. This is a little bit different because you're a massive baseball fan. Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense that you've never really had a squad that we root for.
Right.
Like there's a reason I'm repping today.
He's selling his pitch to me.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm repping today.
Willie Ray is here to rep his team, the St. Louis Cardinals, and I do not have an MLB team. When I was growing up, I kind of gravitated towards, I really, for some reason, liked Evan Longoria and became a Tampa Bay Rays fan for a short stint, loved the Baby Blues, thought he was a great third baseman, and then just drifted away because after he was gone, I really just didn't care anymore.
I knew that wouldn't stick.
And then I just never, to be honest with you, followed MLB baseball from there. I just never.
It was hard to be a Rays fan back then, even though they were good. It's like their town would not allow them to succeed.
No, and I remember even in the postseason, them almost giving tickets away to try to get people to go. Like it was
which
insane.
Is ridiculous. That night in 2011, where St. Louis clinched a playoff spot coming back from 10.5 down in like the middle of August, the Phillies beat the Braves and Chris Carpenter threw a shutout against the Astros and put the Cardinals into the postseason. And then like in the same 30-minute span, Evan Longoria hits a wall scraping home run against the Yankees
down the line
to send the Rays to the postseason. One of the craziest nights to end the regular season and punch multiple playoff spots. Probably the craziest night of baseball I've ever seen. Then, of course, St. Louis goes on to an epic World Series with the Texas Rangers. And that was the last time we've been on top, and that's way too long.
Yeah. We talked about it on the last episode, and Will was like, you got to pick a team. So I've made a bracket. I'm not going to do all 30 teams. I have done a bracket. So if your team is not on this list, it got eliminated early. I'm sorry about your luck. I got a Sweet 16, so that means 14 teams are gone already. From that moment, I seeded them, and then I have to make my decision on how I'm going to make this bracket work. So the bracket will pop up right now. Boom. Technology.
Look at you.
The number 1 overall seed, again, this is all random, so don't take it for record for anything else. Personal will not. But the number 1 seed is the LA Dodgers, and they will be going up against the number 16 seed, the Atlanta Braves. Okay?
Okay.
And now the decision-making starts. So you feel free, because I don't know a whole lot about the current situation of MLB. Okay. I looked at logos. I've looked at stadiums. I've looked at fan bases. I'm looking at color schemes. I'm looking at history.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
two giants in terms of history right out of the gate.
And so this is what's made my decisions. Dodgers, Braves. If you have any pitch at all, you throw it at me, and it could change my mind. But for me, I look at the Atlanta Braves, and I think of a Chipper Jones, an Andrew Jones,
We
a
all
Maddox.
do. Everybody that looks like us does. Like
And-
that age group. It's that pitching staff of Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz. And then it's Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones.
Then I look at current stuff, and it just feels like that's all that, to me, that would matter is, okay, you've got the history. I like it. I like it more than I like the Dodgers. I like a Chipper.
Yeah, and with the current Braves, you've got that fun, young nucleus. You've got Acuna, you've got Albies if he can stay healthy. They're 3 or 4 years removed from a championship. So, like, if you jumped on that, it wouldn't feel like you were jumping on a bandwagon.
Right.
They're kind of rebuilding back to championship form right now. I don't know in good faith if I can allow you, as a guy that's picking a team right now, to say, oh, I'm a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
Simply because they're the best franchise in baseball and they're kind of the standard right now. And that would be just a bandwagon jump.
Yeah, it is. But I will say for this first round, I have picked the Dodgers.
Okay.
To advance to the next round. They're in my elite
But
eight.
I'm just telling you, in good faith, I can't allow that to be the final result.
Having Shohei, having a Freeman, a Mookie.
Yeah. They're fun, dude. They're fun.
In this same side of the bracket, I do have at number 8 the Chicago White Sox, and at 9 the Kansas City Royals.
How I just said the Dodgers were the best organization in baseball. I think the exact opposite for the Chicago White Sox.
Right. Here's my thought process. The Royals, to me, I just have no flair to go, like, to be a fan.
No, and they're kind of, it's not their fault. And they've won a championship more recently, but they will always be that other team in Missouri. Now, their fans are rabid. If you get them on the Kansas City side, and Kauffman Stadium's beautiful, Kansas City's a great baseball town. It's where Dave Van Horn's from. I will say this much. If you're looking for a young star, that boy Jack Caglione, bad mamma jamma. And he's going to be a monster for a long time.
Yeah.
They have a face of their franchise. Now, can you build around it?
Yeah. I kind of like the no one's talking about, no one likes, they're the little brother no one wants to talk about in Chicago. I kind of vibe with the White Sox over the Royals here.
But I'm just like, it's not just that their team is bad. It's that
top to bottom.
It's an organizational thing. They're bad, man.
Yeah.
There were seasons where it felt like they weren't going to win 30 games.
Yeah. Well, I'm rolling with them.
Okay.
I'm rolling with them on to the next round. Swinging to the other side of the bracket. The number 2 seed is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
This is your time to shine.
Yeah.
And they are going up against the number 15 seed LA Angels. Mike Trout.
Yeah.
On his way out.
Here's the thing, though. Any team out west, we're in the middle of the United States of America.
Yeah.
You just have to understand their game's going to be in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like your first pitch.
I'm catching highlights.
Your first pitch is going to be 9:05. And I know that it was 9:55 earlier this year for Arkansas and LSU. And you made a point to say, like, 18-year-old me would be jacked about this. 35-year-old me got to go to bed. Aside from that, I can't be like, I'm a bad judge here because I can't be unbiased.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you about something. You've got Mark McGwire, you've got Carpenter, you've got Wainwright, you've got a Holiday. But for me,
Pujols, Molina,
Yachty, Ozzy. But for me, where I pulled for y'all a little bit. There was 2 names, and it's because Jeremy growing up was a catcher.
Okay.
Left-handed catcher. They told me I couldn't play catcher anymore because I couldn't make the throw to third. I said, I dare you to steal and tell me if I can throw to third. Ben Wainwright and Shane Bergen had better pop time than me.
Right.
I was a little bit faster than them in the outfield. I'm a lefty. I don't pitch. I throw lukewarm pecker high, and it's BP.
In your defense, those 2 had better pop times than just about anybody. They were 2 really good catchers.
Yeah. So they moved me to the outfield. I never played the outfield, really.
It was the right move.
I only played the outfield with your dad a little bit.
Yeah, it was
beforehand.
The right move.
And then high school, but that's when I had to make that transition. And so there were some names that I watched. One being Jim Edmonds.
My favorite player ever.
And my favorite player that to this date watching in the outfield, besides a Ken Griffey,
right,
One that you wouldn't really think of, but I was enamored by his arm. One Rick Ankiel.
Man, what a cool story, too. He had anxiety before anybody knew anxiety was a thing, it felt like, where, wild all over the place, couldn't get the ball over the plate. But he was, when I say prodigy, like as a pitcher, this was the next Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, couldn't get the ball over the plate. We watched it happen on live TV. It was in a playoff game against the Braves.
He's having an anxiety attack.
If they're like 5 wild pitches in an inning, I'm talking about just like almost over the backstop. His career goes down in flames because of this, goes to work and rebuilds, turns himself into an outfielder, comes back and is a
weapon.
now a professional hitter and an outfield. I mean, I'll never forget his first game back in the majors was with the Cardinals in that organization in Cincinnati, and he hit a home run. We'd never seen Tony La Russa smile. La Russa was screaming up on the top step of the dugout, clapping his hands. Who can't pull for Rick Ankiel? But I mean, what a cannon. I remember the two throws that I think about happened in the same game. It was against Colorado. And I mean, like one, he caught it standing flat footed on the warning track and threw a guy out at third by 3 feet from at least 250 feet away.
Unbelievable.
And then the second one is a ball in the gap that the hitter's trying to turn into a triple. Rick Ankiel picks the ball up off the warning track. Doesn't even look like he sets his feet. Just boom, and
on a line.
Same thing. I mean, cannon. Yeah, absolute cannon. He was fun to watch. And as a dude, I pull for him because people don't know how hard it is to do what he did.
Yeah.
Because he bought himself another 7-8 years of his pro career, just kind of as a journeyman outfielder. I'm a big Rick Ankiel
that guy. And for that reason, Willie, St. Louis moves to the Elite Eight.
Okay. They should have. They should have.
Next up, the
11 World Championships, the most in the National League, and the most, which means they're the most in the major leagues outside of that one team in New York that everybody hates.
Yeah, they didn't even make it into my Sweet 16.
You wouldn't have made it through the door if they were in the bracket.
Number 7-10 matchup: Milwaukee Brewers at 7, Cincinnati Reds at 10. Cincinnati is my father-in-law's team. I'm not sure why we've never spoke about it, but he's a Cincy guy.
Yeah, I hate both these teams, but it's only because they're both in the NL Central. When I talk about history, I would have loved the Cincinnati Reds in the 70s, of course, with Pete Rose and Concepcion and the Big Red Machine, Joe Morgan. I would have loved that era, but my favorite Reds era would have probably been the Nasty Boys with Dibble, Charlton, and Myers. They had attitude. They would fight you. And I love Lou Piniella. As a manager, I love Lou Piniella. I have a bit of a soft spot for one aspect of the Brewers, and that's Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, the play-by-play guy. Everybody knows him from Major League, but he was also the radio voice of the Brewers for 40 years. But, they're the original Braves. You have the Atlanta Braves, but it was the Milwaukee Braves first with Hank Aaron.
I'm not partial here, but for some reason, this team speaks to me, and this brand speaks to me, and I'm going with the Brewers.
Look, I will say one thing. They kill the throwback uniform game. I normally don't like hokey, kitschy stuff like this, but the slide is awesome.
Yes.
Their ballpark is fun if you like offensive baseball because the ball just flies out of there.
Yeah.
I could see where they would draw. I mean, and if you go to something in Milwaukee, guess what you're going to do? You're going to get drunk.
Yeah. They're the Brewers.
You're going to get drunk. Same thing could be said about St. Louis. It's literally Busch Stadium, and they're right across the street from the brewery. We took that tour.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, man.
The Clydesdales.
Best beer I've ever had in my life. Like,
so number 3 and 14 will be the Minnesota Twins at 3, and I don't know how to say it, the Athletics, because they're Oakland
soon to be Las Vegas.
Yes,
soon to be Las Vegas, and thank God, because look, I'm all for history and everything, but that stadium's an eyesore, and they can't get anybody in there.
Yeah, they moved to Sacramento.
It's long overdue that they get into a situation where they have a state-of-the-art ballpark that's an actual baseball field. They were the last team in the league that was still sharing with football.
Yeah.
They were still playing in the Coliseum, and like you could see the baseball field when the football game was being played, which is so dangerous. It was time. I think when the Raiders jumped, it was only a matter of time before other organizations in Oakland saw how much money they were making out there. And yeah, you've got to make that move. But if we're talking history, we got plenty with the A's, man. The original Bash brothers, McGuire and Canseco.
Oh yeah.
Dave Stewart, bad man. My favorite Oakland athletic, I think you resemble the man, Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
I love Eck, man.
I got to get a jersey.
Eck is a character among characters. You hear about these baseball guys that are just a little quirky, that are out there, man. Like, a lot of people would call him arrogant because he was the guy, like, he would point at guys after he struck them out, coined the term cheese for a fastball.
Yeah.
So, like, you think cheese, cheddar. He actually coined a phrase for not having a big arm. Like, if you're a soft tosser, it's salad. Don't ask me why, but it's Eck, and they just let him get away with it.
Yeah.
He's one of one, man. He really is. Dennis Eckersley is probably Kirk Gibson's favorite A of all time too, because, you know, Eck hung a slider in the 80s and got it hit over the wall. And then we got I don't believe what I just saw. You know, I think this team in green is a sleeper here.
Yeah, you would be correct, because the Athletics are moving on past the Twins.
Yeah, the Twins.
Sorry, Torrey Hunter.
I didn't even talk about the Twins because it just feels really random.
The Twins are there for Torrey Hunter.
Okay.
For me, like, that's literally
Spider-Man.
I loved watching him. Again, I was an outfield guy, so he was one of those guys.
The Pine Bluff product.
Exactly. In the 6th seed, we have the Texas Rangers. In the 11th seed, we have the Colorado Rockies. I don't know why. I've never been a Texas guy, like, in any sport.
I have a soft spot for the Rangers because my grandparents are from an hour and a half outside of Fort Worth, and they pulled for the Rangers through some lean years. Look, I got history wise with the Rangers, there's one name that carries it. It's Nolan Ryan.
Yeah. I got another name that I love, Josh Hamilton.
Yeah.
Big Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton's years were, for a 3 or 4 year period, were right up there with anybody.
Yeah. Big fan.
Sad that he kind of, I mean, there's not another word for it. He relapsed. Sad that ended up happening. Glad that it seems like at this point we're not even worried about the baseball player. Like, I'm glad that he's able to just live a normal life as a guy. His prime years for about that 4 or 5 year period.
Fun to watch.
Mean, he was an AL MVP. He had great World Series highlights in that 2 year stretch. Like, I mean,
a long ball.
Yeah. I mean, the true definition of a 5-tool guy. There wasn't anything he couldn't do. He was immensely talented.
Yeah. But there's just something about these Rockies. Maybe it's a Todd Helton situation. Maybe it's just the purple. Maybe it's because they're the Rockies.
It's not because they're good.
No. This purple team out there, I just kind of, out of these two.
You could be the one that jumps on the Ethan Holiday train.
Could be. For this round, the Rockies are speaking to me more than the Rangers. I'm hopping over to the other side. The number 4 seed is the Baltimore Orioles, and the 13 seed was my once team that I grew up with on the Rays. For Baltimore and me, it's the history of the ballpark I think is awesome. It's now a staple.
Right. Camden. You got the history that comes, like, with Cal breaking the Lou Gehrig record. That's a place where I want to go see a game at Camden Yards.
I don't have, other than my history of Evan Longoria, a thing for the Rays.
I don't think you can jump off and then jump back on.
Right. So I'm pushing Baltimore through. And then the 5-12 matchup is the Phillies and the Seattle Mariners. Mariners, though, I look at it as like Ken Griffey Jr., his dad.
They got a fun guy right now, too, and the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. He's on pace with Bonds. Like, home run, their catcher, which is unbelievable that a catcher's hitting the way that he does. Like, people don't understand why it's unbelievable for a catcher to hit as well as he's hitting. Imagine squatting down over and over and over and over for 100, 200, 300 pitches a night. Your hands take a beating, your body takes a beating, and then you got a bat too. But yeah, home runs wise, he was on pace. He had the exact same amount of home runs that Bonds had at the All-Star break in 01 when he hit 73.
Then I look at the Phillies. I like Bryce Harper. Grew up, same time frame as him.
Yeah, it's a terrible fan base in all the right ways. If you're blue collar and you're a guy that I'm going to go to a game and I'm going to yell and I'm going to scream and I'm going to support my team, but then I'm going to call out the bullshit when they're hit. Like, I mean, you've seen the Eagles. It's the exact same thing for the Phillies.
Yeah.
I respect the franchise. I think that you could jump in on the ground floor with Gage Wood.
I could. I'm going to paint a scenario for you.
Okay.
That is going to lean this first round. The year is 2022. They're in the World Series.
Okay.
The series is tied 1-1. We're in the bottom of the first in Philly. There's a runner on first, 2 outs. There's a man that we just spoke about in the hitter's circle, and he's tarring up his bat. And you hear, bring Sally up, bring Sally down. That music starts, right? The crowd starts to vibe. This man walks into the batter's box. Bryce Harper, in the postseason at the time, was on fire. Batting .392, had 5 home runs and 11 RBIs.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
The crowd is screaming MVP, MVP, MVP. The pitcher has not thrown a fastball to Bryce at all this year. Breaking balls only. So the announcer says, Bryce has got to be sitting right now on a breaking ball, dead red. Can he make magic again? Because the last time you saw him go up, he cranked one over. Breaking ball, first pitch, gets so quiet when that ball comes out, and you hear the crowd goes nuts. Bryce Harper hits a home run into right field, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That it gives me goosebumps. That should be the intro to baseball to me.
My favorite Bryce Harper moment, it's electric. The walk-off grand slam he hit where he sprinted around the bases. Hits a walk-off grand slam and sprinted around the bases, and he's coming around third just screaming, ah! And for a guy, like, you've known me long enough to know that I was critical of a young Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
I was very critical of young Bryce Harper. I'm proud of Bryce Harper because he's grown into a great pro.
Yeah.
And
then you pair that with a Gage Wood draft, signed for over $3 million. Good on you, Gage.
Right. Way above slot value.
Good for you. Vahiva got over 3. Davalon and Root got over 2. Okay, so I'm going with the Phillies advancing to the Elite 8.
Yeah, if that romantic ass intro that we didn't give you didn't give it away, that it had to be Philly. Yeah. So my Elite 8, the Dodgers and the White Sox are going to go at it. The Cardinals and the Brewers are going to go at it. The Rockies and the Athletics are going to go at it. The Phillies and the Orioles are going to go at it. First up, the Dodgers and the White Sox. This is where I'm leaning on some history and some futures. Okay.
History, the Big Hurt.
Stop it.
One Frank Thomas. Love the big man.
You know my favorite thing about the White Sox?
What's that?
My favorite thing about the Hawk. Ken Hawk Harrelson. Their play-by-play guy. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Retired a few years ago. Love the Hawk. He's the biggest homer, like, as far as us versus them.
Yeah.
He's the biggest unapologetic homer in sports. And a lot of people don't like that. I love that. He just loses his mind on air. Just loses it. What the hell are you doing? You gotta be bleeping me. Like, lose it. And another blown call by Hernandez. He's going off on Angel Hernandez, who I hate. But then when they win, he's just and this ball game is over. Like when somebody strikes out and they go, he gone. That's Hawk Harrelson. It's so much fun.
What?
That's the one thing the White Sox have going for them. God bless you, Ken Harrelson.
They got a guy on that team, called Andrew Benintendi.
Yeah,
they got Benny, and then they drafted a young Hagen Smith.
That's fair. That's fair.
Who's a stud muffin?
Yeah. If you've already forgot, what are you doing? What are you doing?
For those reasons, having hog ties. Also, for some reason, I do like the logo, the socks.
Oh, it's classic.
I love that.
Oh, it's classic.
Again, I love that they're the underdog in Chicago and that no one's going to be looking at them. So for that reason, the 8 seed will upset the 1 seed, and Chicago will go to my Final Four.
I'm not
a
upset
White
that-
Sox.
I'm not upset that you eliminated the Dodgers.
Yeah. Sliding over to the 2 seed. It's number 2 St. Louis, your guys, versus number 7 Milwaukee.
I know exactly where you're going with this. You're going to go with the vanity. You're going to go with the uniforms. You're going to go with the slide. You're going to do all this stuff that is not baseball related and pick the Brewers.
The slide is awesome. They drink a lot of beer. You do too. So that's even. That's even.
This is the drunk round.
Yeah, this is the round of beer. I love the old school look of the Brewers. I love the color scheme. I cannot battle history here. So history is for St. Louis.
Right.
Like all I can think about, if I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm gonna go with players from the Brewers, is Prince Fielder. Like that's what I got.
Robin Yount's about the only career Brewer that I can think of as far as old school players that you would think.
I think of Bernie Slide, and Bernie just every home run.
Yeah, Bernie the Brewer, man. It was cool.
So for me, I think that Milwaukee is more appealing to me. If I want to go there and experience it, I just feel like that's where I want to go.
Lame.
So
really lame.
The 7 seed Milwaukee Brewers do push past the Cardinals. Sorry, Zach family, huge Cardinal fan.
It felt too easy, didn't it? That was the thing. It would have been too easy for you to just say, I'm a Cardinal fan too, and we would have been 2 Cardinal fans.
Yeah, I just feel like my heart is not invested in it, and I've got to find reasons to like you. And for me, the Brewers, I have more reasons, but the Brewers gave me a little bit more excitement.
I get it. You're wrong, though.
Going in the next round, the Rockies and the Athletics. Sorry, this one's going to be short and sweet.
Yeah, I can't let you.
It's the Athletics.
The Rockies are such a bad organization. I can't let you.
It's the Athletics, and nothing personal against the Rockies at all.
The Rockies literally get good players to trade them.
So, well, I mean, I think the same can be said about the Athletics. They say that they'll get a good player, and then when his contract's up, they can't afford him anymore. So they're like a farm team inside the MLB.
That's the Rockies. I mean, like, you think about the Cardinals have gotten really, really good off the Rockies in past years. I mean, Matt Holliday, Nolan Arenado. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethan Holiday ends up in St. Louis at some point too.
I'm picking the Athletics. I love the green and yellow. To be honest with you,
it's elite. It really is. The color scheme is elite.
It's classic to me, and so that outweighs because Colorado. All you had for me was where you're located and the purple. I just like the color scheme.
Like,
that green and yellow.
The Athletics with the green and yellow. It's literally they found a way to be flashy but still be classy.
Yeah, and
but still be clean. And it really is elite. As far as cool uniforms and just they feel like perpetual 1980s. For swag, start the line behind the A's.
Yeah. Going into the final choice of my Elite 8 going into my Final Four is the Orioles and the Phillies. I gave you a lot on the Phillies. I did. I didn't give you a whole lot on the O's. Again, the history. I love the color scheme as well. That black and orange is just dirty.
I do too.
There's something about the newer logo with the little bird head.
The bird head is sweet.
I love that.
It's sweet. It would have fit in the 80s or the 70s too. Like, it's sweet.
The little bird face with the hat on.
Yeah.
And then they just signed, this is an Arkansas battle, another Razorback, because they have Heston Kjerstad for now, and one Vahiva Aloy. Yep. Vahiva's my mom's guy. I do love the history of this stadium. I do love the color scheme. The Phillies, Bryce Harper, to me, I'm 35. He's got to be roughly our age. Like, I don't know. His good years are obviously behind him, like his great years.
Yeah, unless you're on steroids.
Yeah, and he's going to be on his way out in the near future, and I don't know what I would be holding on to other than those stats and memories as Bryce. So for that reason, the Orioles will advance. So my Final Four, Willie Ray, a favorite baseball team, and I want you to know when I dive in, I'm diving in. Like, this is
right.
Merch will be bought.
Oh, yeah.
On the left side of my bracket, I have the Chicago White Sox in my Final Four going up against the Athletics of Oakland for now, soon to be Vegas. And I started looking now at, like, where are they now? I got to have a little bit. Like, I know if I'm going White Sox, I've got Hagen Smith. I've got the cool logo. I've got a Benintendi. Like, I've got some stuff I can hold on to.
You've got natural hatred for the Cubs.
By the way, 3 of my 4 teams are in last place in their division.
My man's loyal is what we're trying to
So
say.
the White Sox are last at 35-65.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're 25 games back. The Athletics over here are 42-59, and they're 16 games back. Both are in last place in their divisions. So records can't really weigh me in here. The logo for logo, A's to me. Even though it's just small and it's the color scheme that gets me. Then I look at the history. If I'm pulling from players in my brain, I'm pulling a Frank Thomas, but I'm pulling a Mark McGwire and a Jose Canseco as well. And I'm just like, I don't know anything about the Athletics right now. Their current roster, I don't. So that's going to be the knock on them is I don't know. But I have hope for a bright future with them. I don't with the White Sox. And especially with how you tell me how they're a horrible franchise right now.
Horribly ran.
The Athletics might be horrible, but in the near future, they might not be.
They're going to be
A premier destination.
You got a chance to, if this move goes well, then things could flip.
Right. So for that reason, past, present, future, Athletics look better to me. So the Athletics make it to my finals. They are going to be going up against either the Baltimore Orioles or the Milwaukee Brewers. And this was tough. This one got me more than any of the other ones. I really think that I like the O's. It's the logos that get me.
Yeah, they're sweet. Yeah,
the bird logo, that black and orange, looks so sick to me.
Yeah, they're sweet. And
I love
it. When they wear their home whites and they add the white to it too. That's so sweet. But again, Camden Yards is like you're stepping into a time machine.
Yeah.
Man. Like it's baseball history. It's baseball history, and it's a cathedral.
Right. Then I'm going to say this. So I believe that the Milwaukee Brewers have the best logo, and it's the glove with the ball in it. I love the blue and yellow. I do. The slide's awesome. The fans are awesome. Milwaukee and Baltimore answer each other in that way, like boom, boom, boom. But for me, it's the logo and the color scheme and the merch that I feel like with Milwaukee, they would up the game, and those throwbacks are always nasty. And I'm a jersey guy. Like, I love jerseys. And looking at the logo, if you did not know this, showed Will, but if you didn't know this, the Brewers logo, the one with the glove, if you look at the fingers, it's an M. And if you look at the thumb to the pointer finger, it's a B. It's hidden in there well. It's kind of like those subliminal messages like FedEx where the arrow's buried in there.
The palm of
is
the
a B.
glove goes down into a lower. Well, actually, it's an uppercase B, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Y'all were playing chess with that one because I've seen the Brewers logo so many times over the last few years, like over my lifetime, that it makes me want to puke, and I've never noticed that. That's pretty cool. I hate giving you guys credit, but that's pretty sweet.
It's clever. So my finals will be the Athletics versus the best logo in baseball in my eyes, the Milwaukee Brewers. We have a final.
We do.
And if we go stat for stat, if I go off the ballpark, the Athletics don't have one.
But you know it's going to be sweet.
Right. But then looking at the pictures, it looks unbelievable. And then you have the Brewers Stadium, which just looks super cool. You have the slide, which is iconic. But if I'm going to go for the future, if they are going to Vegas, Athletics win that 100%. That stadium is a $1.2 billion stadium. It looks unreal. It's supposed to overlook the MGM and all the downtown area. It looks incredible. So the stadium.
Can you imagine the lighting?
It's going to be insane. 3/4 covered, and the rest is like a glass vibe, so where you're literally looking out into downtown.
That's so sweet.
It's going to be sick.
I wonder if they'll even need stadium lights in the outfield.
It's supposed to be 33,000 seats.
Because, you got to think, if it's glass, everything outside is going to be lit up all night.
Oh, true.
That's wild.
You're going to be the entire right field line is the screen.
That's bad. You want me to give you my preference?
Yeah, I want you in on this for sure.
So, F Milwaukee. Can't not.
Yeah.
But I will say, to double down on this, you have an important relationship with my father.
Yeah.
The first ever baseball team that we coached, the first team that my brother ever played on in pitching machine was the A's. We're don't get your hopes up. We were like 1-17.
Okay.
We were awful. We were so bad.
But did y'all look cool?
Oh, dude, it was so sweet.
I was actually on the Brewers growing up too. I've never been an A. I've been a Brewer.
That's wild. Wild is that little kids could be on a team called the Brewers. That's what's wild.
7, baby. If I go back on history again, I'm leaning Athletics on me thinking back. If I'm going off the logo, it's the Brewers. That logo is sick. The color scheme of the green and yellow to me, it's almost like a tie with Milwaukee's throwback.
Yeah, but it's that way for the Athletics all the time.
Yeah. But I also just love the blue and the yellow. Just looks clean to me. But I have you know this. I have a tie to a team.
I always had a feeling when you started talking about I don't have a team. I always thought, why is it not the A's? This was the move because of your Uncle Ray, right?
Yes. So my uncle, for those of you who don't know, his name is Ray Harris, and he was a Razorback pitcher in the 80s.
I think the stats will say Danny Harris.
It's like a mixed bag on both.
Right.
He played for Arkansas in 85, 86, and 87. Went to the World Series twice with them. Got drafted by the Oakland Athletics. He's got stories for days.
Can you imagine during that time, too? Like, he was an A when, like, the Bash Brothers were happening.
Yeah.
You had La Russa in Oakland, and you had Dave Stewart.
Right.
And McGuire and Canseco. Steroids was just going nuts.
Yeah. And he got to be a part of that organization for a little bit, but he got drafted by the Athletics. And, I was going through, when my dad passed away, I was going through his stuff and my mom's stuff and their closets of just trying to find things. I found something.
That's here?
Yep. So if in honor of the team that I've picked, if you cannot figure this out on your own.
Why did we do all this? If you had that.
BRB.
Oh, this is so cool. Watch this, guys. Oh, so sweet.
It's a starter jacket.
It's so sweet. What's that about circa 1989?
This is my grandfather's jacket that he bought to watch his son, my uncle, play baseball. This is from, I think, 88 or 89. My mom has had this in her closet for years.
See, I knew this thing existed, and that's why I just assumed, because you're so close with your mom.
Yes.
To me, it always made sense. Why isn't it the A's?
I am now an Athletics fan for life.
And for Halloween this year, you will dress up on this podcast as Dennis Eckers.
I will buy the jersey.
I'm demanding it. It has to happen. We'll perm up the mustache.
We'll get it all done.
It has to happen. I want this to get to Eck.
That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
I am going to be an Athletics fan for life.
Cool.
It's been decided. I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. I decided the same way. I am a Razorback fan. I don't have an NBA team yet. I don't have a hockey team yet. That's on TikTok if you want to comment and pitch me your team. I have to do research on hockey.
If you want to stick with the color green, I got a basketball team for you.
Oh, he's a Boston guy. I had to do it. This green and yellow, I don't want to buy too much merch that I can't say Oakland on it until we decide on what we're going to be.
Right. The new merch is all coming out, and it works out perfect for somebody like you because you're like me and you love new gear type stuff.
I love the new stuff, but I love retro. I don't buy stuff off people's websites unless it's just a cool design. I ain't gonna lie to you. I go to eBay. And I look for real stuff.
We need Eckersley. An old school Oakland A's Tony La Russa jersey would be sweet.
Yeah. So I got to start doing my research, and hopefully the A's see this one day and like, man, we got a new fan. I know I don't, it might not mean much. I'm out of Little Rock, Arkansas, but
all of a sudden we're tweeted out by the Oakland Athletics.
Athletics, you got a new fan for life. I don't care if we suck. I don't care if we're in a $2 stadium or a $1.2 billion stadium. I'm green and yellow till the day I die now. Signed, sealed, delivered.
So we're going to take this thing back to the swinging A's of the 70s.
Yeah.
To the La Russa days in the 80s and 90s. What about Bill King, man? Mm-hmm. Holy Toledo, let's go Oakland.
This is a gun. I had to look that up, but don't know what it means. But it's a thing.
Well, we better be careful. That one made me a little nervous. In today's climate, I don't know that you could just be screaming that on the internet.
This is a chant I'm supposed to know. Let's go Oakland, swinging A's, Holy Toledo, which I say So I was almost born to be an A's fan because I say Toledo all the time.
Well, now you can just say, hey,
Boom.
I'm an A's fan, dude.
It's adopted. I'm going to buy the merch. I guess I'm just going to say it to end this episode. Let's go, Oakland.
Holy Toledo.
And we'll sign this off.
Given how this episode started, I think there's only one way we should end it, and that's pay tribute. So, a couple things before you guys get out of here. Kids, say your prayers and take your vitamins. Brother. When you look around this world today, it's crazy. But that's how it goes. We're millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mama, I'm coming home. Until next time, guys.
We'll see you later.
Ooh, that almost made me cry.